Sorry. No, 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 no. I'm
I'm ready.
me too. Let's hit it.
Welcome back to another sick episode of the Three Amigos podcast. Why do you think I say sick? Well, Chris and I are both sick.
Yes.
It might be low energy, it might not be high, but maybe one of us will be.
We won't say who.
I won't say who, but I mean it maybe looks like I am. Um,
Well, you
but
just said who.
the two Amibros, because one of us decided to shame themselves and not show up after what could have been a worse loss, but was only what, a 20-point loss, 25-point
Yeah.
loss. I think it's
25, I think.
34-14 or 34-7 or something like that. I'm not super sure on this math on those ones. 20,
Yeah, I
30,
certainly did. I stopped watching the game, so I don't know
34,
where
34,
exactly.
34-10.
Okay. Okay.
When I when I saw them go, oh, we're gonna run a screen to Nico Collins, first play of the game, and
Dude.
run into the end zone, I was like, this game is over.
No, you don't understand. That pissed me off because they called it back.
Uh-huh.
And in one of my fantasy leagues, I lost by like 1 point. And had they not called that back, I would have won. So that
I feel
pissed
like
me off. But
one of
yes,
my
it got out of hand for the Texans and the Cowboys immediately.
I was
Immediately.
when they stopped that, I was like, okay, cool. All right, maybe they can play defense. And then 4 plays later, like a 45-yard touchdown run from Philly.
Yeah, by Mixon. Yeah.
I was like, this team just give up? Are they no longer in the NFL? Have they decided just to stop playing football?
It definitely feels that way. It felt like Dak was the nail in the coffin. Like as soon as it was like, oh, he's done for the year, it just felt like this team was like, well, we're done. And
Yeah.
because like this is not the team that we saw week one against the Browns. This is not the team. Even a few weeks later, like, yeah, they got their ass whooped for the first time against the Saints, but like this is not even that team. This is a completely checked out. We're done. Mike McCarthy's out of here. Like
And like the
they're
thing
done.
is, 4 weeks ago, they had a really, really good 75-yard drive against the Steelers to win.
Hmm.
Ever since then, they haven't won a game. And it just feels like it's just, and Dak was in for I think a game or two of those. So it wasn't even
Oh
like
yeah.
it wasn't even like,
Dak's
oh
only missed 2 games.
yeah. So it's like, okay, cool. I guess we're just giving up on football this year. We've had so many injuries, and dude, teams get riddled with injuries. It happens. It is a thing. But um yeah, I don't know, man. I just think that the Dallas Cowboys, like Justin, should maybe just hide their face for a couple days, couple
Well,
weeks.
I think
Maybe
it's
get
just don't you think it's a little convenient that like he has all these work and life
I
changes going
for
on at the
Dallas
same time the Cowboys are having their worst season of our lifetime, I think. Like I'd have to double check that stat, and we don't have McJam here tonight to do that for
Cowboys.
us. But I would venture to say this has to be one of the worst seasons since we've been alive for the
I
Cowboys.
mean, they're what, 3-7, 4-6?
Yeah, yeah.
Something like that, right? They're not good. I
They've
don't
only
know.
won 3 games and they're 3-7. And what's insane? So I saw the other day the the teams with the most wins since the year 2000. These are the
Okay.
top 10 teams since 2000 with the most wins. The Cowboys are the only team on that list that don't have a ring. Every other team on that list has at least one ring. Number one is obviously the Patriots because they've been dominant since that time. Then I want to say the Steelers were either second or third.
They have to be.
Um, the Colts were even on the list, thanks to the Manning days. Um, I forget the rest of the list, but I just thought it was crazy that the Cowboys were the only team on that list who did not have a ring.
Yeah,
And also,
they're vying with the 2015 Cowboys, 4-12.
yeah, I know they've had a few bad years in our lifetime, but this just felt really
Six
awful.
and 6-7. 10 are the other two low ones, and then everything else is above 500 or 500.
Exactly.
So it's just
And they're also the only American professional men's team in the year 2024 to not have a win at home.
wow. Even
They
the
have
Panthers,
not won at even the Panthers have won at home in 2024.
dude, I remember when we thought the Panthers were gonna be shit. They're 3-7 too.
They're starting to figure it out. I think it's ironic, and we'll get to it, but I think it is funny that the two teams that had to bench the really young QBs already have them for whatever reason, one thing or another, brought them back in, and they've clearly learned and adjusted really well.
Are you talking about the Patriots?
No, I'm talking about Anthony Richardson.
Oh,
He had a great week
that's
and actually a great couple weeks since he's been unbenched. But the Cowboys, this is the craziest one. Dallas dropped to 3-7 after never mind. That was just mentioning the sheet metal incident that I think is just kind of the cherry on top for what this Dallas season is. They were crushed 34-10 by the Houston Texans on Monday Night Football, falling to 0-5 at home and becoming the first NFL team ever. Think about all the awful NFL teams there have ever been. They are the first NFL team ever to trail by at least 20 points in 6 consecutive home games.
You're telling me the 0-16 Lions.
The 0-16 Lions, the 0-16 Browns, tons of other really low record teams have never been so bad that they've been down 20 points 6 home games in a row.
Wow.
Jerry's world is not favorable to the
Hey,
Cowboys right
Jerry's
now.
Jerry's fault. Not Jerry's world anymore. Jerry's fault.
It's Jerry's fault for
It is.
sure.
100% is Jerry's fault. Like there is no there is no I don't know, man. I mean, I guess you're kind of seeing it more and more now with other owners. Like you heard the Jets owner talk about
Yeah.
we need to Rodgers in week 4. Like you're hearing all these other owners kind of becoming more into the limelight, I think with time and with social media and all these things, right? But Jerry
Hmm.
Jones has always been like that. He has always been. I bet you if you were to ask anybody to name an owner of an NFL team, the first person they're going to think of is Jerry Jones.
Easily.
Like it's like
Easily.
I mean, like I would probably even think of him over the Rooney family. Like I personally, like I'm just like I understand. I know who owns our team, but it's like you just think of an NFL owner, it's Jerry Jones,
I think the three most
maybe Robert Kraft.
four most famous owners in the NFL: Jerry Jones, the Rooney family, Robert Kraft, and I'm blanking on his last name, but Jim, whoever owns the Colts.
Jim Irsay.
Ursay, thank you. That crazy nut. Those are probably the four most recognizable owners in the NFL by far. I think everyone else is pretty below them significantly.
Yeah,
But Jerry for sure is that king on the mountain
they,
because
they
he's just
showed,
marketed himself like crazy over the
they,
years.
they showed the Rams owner, and I was like, who the fuck is that guy?
Yeah. Who
Like, who the fuck?
exactly.
Are you? I mean, like, and then I would say another one who doesn't get great publicity, and he's not an NFL owner anymore, but Dan Snyder. That guy,
Oh,
scumbag, but
yeah, he was infamous.
this person, just like scumbag, but like owner, you know. I don't
Owner.
know. There's one owner though that's pretty dumb, a bunch of all of them. That's the Browns owner. And we're not gonna get into it, but that guy, I don't know what he's
I love
thinking.
it.
I mean, me too. Me too. But yeah, I think that's all we got. The owners, man. He needs to figure it out. He needs to, I don't know. He just needs to do something. Like he needs to it just feels like the Cowboys. It almost felt like when it's so funny because I remember when people were talking trash about Bill Belichick being
Hmm.
coach GM, right?
Yeah,
Sure, did he have some like rough times and like yeah, 100%, right? You're trying to juggle two jobs at the same time. Like I
right.
get it. But it just feels like Jerry Jones is on a different level of bad. I mean, because I wouldn't say that he was bad. I'm not going to say that Bill Belichick is bad at being a GM. The last couple of years felt a little rough, right? After
Yeah.
they lost, felt a little rough after the last couple of years. Obviously, you're going to lose the number one quarterback ever to play to,
I
Matt.
think I think
But
Bill's thing was he was missing a lot. Excuse me. He was missing a lot on the high draft picks. he could
Yeah.
hit home runs with those mid and late round picks, but those high draft picks, he was just swinging and missing on guys. And that I think was the big indictment on him as a GM, is at least from that perspective. But yeah, I agree. I think Jerry, as the owner, the president, and the GM of the Cowboys, is like a bit extreme.
Well,
But
yeah,
like the way he's talking, he ain't gonna stop.
because I don't know about you, but I just couldn't imagine like getting a call from Jerry Jones and then having to try to like work out a deal with him. You know what I mean? Because usually it's the
Yeah,
GM. Let's work out a deal. I'm gonna go to my owner and make sure that this is good, right? I mean,
yeah.
like, nice in a way that he can kind of just say yes or no, but it's also like, it's I don't know if I want Jerry calling me and being like, we should make a deal.
Yeah, I imagine that he is not someone that is easy to do business with.
I mean, like he pays,
Although he pays, but like you
right?
basically have to put him over a barrel. And then once you do that, he'll write you a blank check. But
Yeah,
until then, he's gonna drag his feet.
he just paid Dak and CD, like
That's what's
crazy.
so crazy is they're so bad, and Dak is the highest paid player in the league at
Listen,
over 60 mil a year.
I'm not gonna put it all on Dak. Okay,
No, no, no.
I
I
wouldn't
just
say.
think that's wild.
I think it's a lot on play calling. It's a lot on it is execution as well. There is blame to be put on Dak. There is blame to be
Dak in the red zone is just bad. Like he is not good in the red zone. That is the biggest gripe against Dak.
I don't know how you feel about this, but it just felt like you either needed to pick Dak or you need to pick CD. They just don't really seem like they're on the same playing field. Like they don't seem like they
Yeah, they
like
had bad chemistry this year.
it just I mean like that the only thing I remember is they played who'd they play? Who'd they lose to in the playoffs last year?
The
Uh,
Green Bay Packers absolutely stomped them out.
Remember, it felt weird when him and CD just didn't have. It was the first time I
Yeah.
was like, "What's going on over there?" Right? And then they came into this year and it's the same thing, and it was like, "What is going on over there?" Just like
That game is a part of why they have not won at home in the year 2024.
that's crazy. That's crazy, man. Hey, what are they going to do? But let's talk about a team and a culture that is here to stay, here to serve up. And I feels like Jaguar is on the menu this
Oh,
week at the Burnt Down at the Kneecap Diner. They're no longer formerly known as the Burnt Down Diner.
I would like to say that Jaguar is on the menu, but unfortunately, we are all sold out. Every scrap of Jaguar has been eaten.
In the world, I think. I
It
think
it that is wild. That game was crazy. And like, don't get me wrong, it's the Jaguars. They haven't been looking good this year. Mac Jones was in for a hurt Trevor Lawrence. Like, we expect to win.
I know I expect you to win too, but it's Mac. I mean, Mac Jones like, isn't a bad quarter.
No,
I mean,
he's
he's
not
not like
bad,
he's not a bad
but
quarterback.
different from facing Trevor Lawrence.
I think was more impressive the 6 point part than the 52 point part.
Yeah. No,
I,
what yeah, our defense completely shut them down.
I
I think
think
they
that
got 170 total offensive yards.
because I don't know, I didn't watch the game, so I don't know how long they were out there, but it felt like they were scoring pretty quick to have that defense go right back out there.
Right. And they scored on it. They never punted. They scored on every single possession.
Honestly,
And it was just insane. It was like, I say this all the time, but it's literally like playing Madden on rookie mode and just calling some nasty plays, like just some like, oh, nasty pass plays that just burn the defense. And then our run game is just
unstoppable.
beautiful. Like I still have to pinch myself and like because it doesn't feel real. Like
The,
I thought over over these awful years, 0 and 16 and whatnot, I just prayed for a team that was watchable, that was good, that like you're like, yeah, this team does have the potential to go all the way. And I felt like that was the team last year. Last year it was like, yeah, this is a good team and they can go all the way. This year it's like, oh, this team is one of the best teams in the league and is gonna show you every single week. Like we expect now at this point to win.
you
Like
know, I have Grimes with
who? What?
uh,
Me?
I don't know his name. No, 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 not you. The guy who does on the mountain, off the mountain on FS1 or whatever, Fox Sports. Nick,
Okay.
you know who I'm talking about?
Is he the
The long
Chiefs
hair
super fan? Yes. I don't listen to Nick Wright. I don't listen to him.
Nick
He
Wright.
is such a tool. He is
So
such a tool.
the reason I don't like Nick Wright is because do you know where he had Jared Goff on his mountain?
I saw a clip on TikTok the other day where he called Jared Goff a civilian.
Literally. And it was
It's
like
like
it
you can't tell me you are so threatened if you have to demean him like that.
my thing is it just I feel like any team would be like Jared Goff might be an upgrade. Like he's been
This year,
like
this
he
year,
great football.
take take the Texans game out of it. Okay, off night, a few crazy things happened. Take that game out of it. He is playing MVP ball. He is playing lights out. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying he's better than Patrick Mahomes. I'm not even remotely saying that.
Probably better than
But
Usage.
this year,
Probably
Patrick
better.
Mahomes is playing awful for Patrick Mahomes for his level.
I
So,
would
like
say,
this year, how can you call Jared Goff a civilian when he is outperforming Patrick Mahomes this year in a lot of categories?
yeah, 100%. I mean, I think you're just also seeing, like, you saw it last year a little bit too. This year for real, though, you're seeing the like struggles of Patrick Mahomes had Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce at their primes.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
not like, Patrick Mahomes is probably the
No.
best quarterback in the league, like 100%. Like, he is by far, he's like the new Brady, right? You're just like, okay, cool. This guy's going to find a way to win for your team. He's probably going to take
Sure.
him to probably gonna take him far. He's probably gonna take him the AFC Championship. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of things that like you're like, cool. The Chiefs are probably gonna be a good team in the NFL. Like, it's fine. But I think this is the first year where he's starting to reel from that. Like, cool. I don't really have a number one. Like, I have like
Yeah, he
Xavier
lost Rashi Rice.
Rashee Rice was looking real good too. And it's
Worthy's great. He's fast, but he's a rookie.
He's a rookie. He kind of has that almost
Yeah.
that James Williams vibe where
And
it's like
Kelsey's been a ghost.
Kelsey's been nobody. And then Hollywood Brown,
Yeah, also hurt. I heard he might come back, but like,
you know,
yeah, we're seeing a Chiefs offense that is badly hurt, and we're seeing the effects of that.
probably
But it
seen.
like I what I don't get is how can you call Jared Goff a civilian if you're a Chiefs fan and he's outperforming Mahomes just this year? I'm not saying he's better than Mahomes, but
And
like
it's like
don't call Goff a civilian.
I also think like Jared Goff's resume speaks for itself. He is a quarterback who led a team to an NFC championship game. He led him to a Super Bowl.
Yep.
Now he's leading him to a
Previous
nine
team.
record. You know what I mean? It's this guy is actually kind of a winner in the NFL. And he's from where's he? He's from North Dakota State, right? Cal? Where is he from?
And he went to Cal.
Cal.
And so I would argue, honestly, if he wins the Super Bowl this year, I would argue that he's the bigger deal to come out of Cal more so than Aaron Rodgers.
Right now, he makes more of a bigger impact. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is
Hmm.
out Rodgers some, but yeah, I just thought it was wild that he was on tier three, and I was like, tier three. I was
Yeah,
like, what?
you tell me if this sounds like it's tier three. Um, Jared Goff has produced 5 games with a completion percentage of 80%. That is the most in a season in NFL history. The dude is just setting team records and league records this year, left and right. His percentage is insane. He has multiple games with perfect passer ratings. Like this team still has more touchdowns than incompletions. Like Jared Goff is playing damn good football.
I
But
mean,
that's the
yes,
thing is we're seeing and I knew this would happen after last year
yeah,
is to a lot of fan bases, especially fan bases from teams that are good. We are no longer the cute, fun Lions who
yeah.
everyone wants to cheer on. We are now a threat. So you're seeing Chiefs fans and you're seeing Eagles fans no longer like thinking it's a fun ride to watch the Lions get their shit together. Now it's like, oh, they're an actual threat to us. So they're not big fans of the Lions anymore. Like Eagles fans, especially, I saw run in their mouths this week. I even
I
saw
mean,
some dumbass Eagles fans say that the Eagles should be the 1 seed because, and it's like
we
their
talk
record. What? What are you talking about?
losses.
Yeah.
right?
But they think that the Eagles are a better team, so therefore they should be the one seed. And I'm assuming this is the internet, so this could be in some dumbass kid. But
Also,
still, Eagles fans are hating on the Lions right now.
also, the Eagles want to fire Sirianni at the same time.
Yeah, anytime they have any sort of slip up, they're ready to like throw him to the street.
You're 8-2. I don't know what you, I don't like. I'm like every other fan base in the world. If the Cowboys were 8-2 right now, Mike McCarthy probably would get an extension.
Yeah, yeah.
What do you mean? I'm so confused on what you mean by like, oh, we're 8-2. We need to
Eagles
fire.
fans are some of the most impossible people to please, though.
Eagles fans might be the worst fans in the NFL. Like,
They definitely could be.
like though for one, I'm like, this is like kind of every fan base though. I never understood
Oh yeah,
when fan bases win a big title and then they wreck their own city. I'm like, what are you talking? What the fuck are you doing? Why are we? Why did we
yeah.
just?
The partying goes great, but no, don't get me wrong. There is a subsection of every single fan base that makes your fan base suck. Like you're annoying in some form because of this small percentage. But the
You
Eagles feel like they have a larger percentage.
know that the
What's that?
Steelers. Steelers don't have that.
That's so not true. That's so not true. But I love you for thinking that.
I don't know. But yeah,
Well,
this
to be honest, dude, I don't really have much else to say about the Lions. Like, yes, it was a great dominant win. We didn't play down to our competition. We showed we are still top dogs in the NFC right now. We got the Colts this weekend. Team that, yeah, probably not a lot of people are expecting much out of against us, but they've been getting better these past couple weeks. Richardson has been looking good, so I expect them to bring a pretty good fight to us. But
yeah,
hopefully we
we'll
get the
see how
win,
it'll
continue
be.
this win streak.
It'll be good for the Lions too to like play against the running style quarterback.
Oh, that's what I'm most excited about in this game. Is like that is one of their biggest weaknesses. We saw it last year in our game against the Ravens. Like we don't do well against running quarterbacks. Even this year against the Cardinals, Kyler got a couple runs on us. So it's
Mhm.
like we need more practice with that because you don't know who we're going to wind
Yeah,
up seeing later on this year. So I'm very excited for that actually.
like you would hate to like. No, I don't think this is gonna happen, but you would hate to like have the Ravens end up going to the Super Bowl and then
Yeah,
shit. Number one weakness that we haven't really practiced against is in.
exactly.
It's
Yeah,
like you'd
we need those reps against those running quarterbacks, hands down.
go anything
But
else with a
dude, I
diner.
got nothing else to say. I'm super excited for the rest of the season. I hope we stay healthy. We lost Anzalone for probably the regular season. Maybe he'll come back a little bit early, but it sounds like we won't have him until the playoffs. So that sucks. But so I'm just
Hutchins.
hoping we stay healthy. Yeah, Hutchinson is walking right now in a pool, but huge
Yeah.
step forward considering he literally snapped his leg like what 4 or 5 weeks ago.
Oh my God.
So that's
Always
huge progress. I'm very excited for that. That's a good sign that maybe if, everything works out, we can see him at the end of this year.
better.
Uh, but other than that, we don't need to spend more time on this game. I want you to clock in and fill us in on the huge win, probably the biggest win this year, easily for the Steelers against the Ravens.
For all of you out there who are like, why is your helmet? Why is your hard hat white? Don't worry. Don't worry. It's gonna get painted. I just found it and I was like, this is perfect. I was like, let's fucking clock in. Let's do the damn thing. And let's talk about the 8-2. That's right. I'm gonna say it again. The 8-2 Pittsburgh Steelers. Oh, we can't. Oh, well, guess what? We've beat the Baltimore Ravens now 8 of the last 10 games.
That's crazy.
We have their number. Like we know who they are. They would be the worst position for them to be in was to be make the playoffs and fucking face us first round.
Probably, yeah.
It's just the team that knows you the best, the team that has your
Yep.
number. They just have your number, right? It's just like, shoot, we can't beat them. They're always close games. We're never gonna blow the Ravens out. That's just a constant. We're never gonna do it, right? We the one thing is that's scary is can you imagine if our team like it was a rough one, I will tell you that. 6 field goals, it's rough. I like the burger. 6 field goals is rough. Um, but what I will say is if we if we can just turn two of those field goals into touchdowns, like we are going to be quite possibly an unstoppable team. Like if we can just turn, we've had a lot of field goals. Chris Boswell is an absolute maniac, right? He is an absolute automatic. It just feels like we have been so blessed to have him on our team for so many years.
Not only has he been automatic, but you know who's starting to not be automatic? The
Justin
guy on the
Tucker.
other side, Justin Tucker.
That feels weird. And it was like I never I mean, I understood why he was getting so much love. Like he felt like he was automatic. But Chris has been this way since Boswell's been this way since forever. Like he has been kind of automatic for us always, right? And he just seems like he is kind of like that special teams, like Danny Smith, our coach is absolute a monster, right? And it just feels like our special teams is just getting better and better and better. And I think that's kind of to do with Boswell just keeps making kicks. Like, and he's not making easy kicks. It's like 45, 50, 48. I mean, it's like long kicks that he's trying to make here. Um,
Very
so
clutch.
it's just nice to see that, we can win a game. We beat a division rival. I don't know who is calling plays for them, but
For
let's
who?
for the Ravens, let's not run a bootleg on the last play of the game to then lateral it forward to an ineligible receiver. I don't know what we're doing there to lose the game. So like he had 32, 52, 32, 57, 27, and 50. Not
Wow.
all of those are easy kicks. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, and when it doesn't matter the distance, when your team isn't getting in the end zone and they're relying on your kicks to run up the score and try and win this game, every kick
he
is
doesn't make
high
one of those,
stress.
we lose.
Exactly.
He doesn't make one of those kicks and we
So
lose.
that 27 yarder is very impressive still because of the
Last,
pressure that he was on for it.
yeah, and it was just like so. I was like that. It's just like because there was two in there, 32 and 27.
Mm-hmm.
If we can convert those into touchdowns, that game's a different game, right? Like if we could
Yeah.
just convert those two into touchdowns, keep letting Chris do his thing from the fit. Because I mean, when you gotta, it feels like our kicker's automatic from 50. Like it's just like cool. Hey, we're 50 yards out. Let's kick a field goal.
That was a
It's
good
like,
feeling.
yeah, it's like awesome. I mean, Bates is kind of like that too.
Bates is, yeah, I mean, he's showing that's in his DNA as well, but we'll
Just
see if he can
we
sustain
need
it.
the only thing I will say is we need to pick it up in the scoring department, but that's always been a thing the Steelers have had to do. We've always had a great kicker. We just need to kind of pick it up in touchdowns and not just field goals. Um, but I think Boswell is like the most scoring. He has the most points for the Steelers ever. He just
That's
kicks so many.
crazy.
He just kicks so
It's
many field.
it's it's so ironic to me that the Iowa Hawkeyes kind of stole their uniform design from the Steelers because you guys play similar ball when it comes to like tough, gritty defense that like keeps you in games always.
Always.
And then an offense that can move the ball,
Yep.
but not to score
We can't
touchdowns.
it's really weird in like the past 2 weeks. I mean, I guess it's just a division rival, so it's hard. But the past 2 weeks before this gave me a lot of hope. I guess three
Hmm.
weeks and a bye week before, but it's like gave me a lot of hope. We played the Commanders. We were able to score. Like we were scoring, touchdown, 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 right? 28-27. We won that game. It's like
Yeah.
touchdown, touchdown. The last 2 weeks have been, yeah, I've been holding some poop in because 28-27, 18-16. It basically they're both 1 point games because if they go for the field goal, it's basically a 1 point game, right? Like it's
Yeah.
like it's tied or it's a 1 point game. But like that was a nail biter. It's been good though.
Oh,
It's been
I'm
fun.
sure. I'm sure.
You know what's funny? We're gonna play who we're gonna play next. I'm not gonna tell you who. Do you
I
know
already
who?
know. Yes. Because it's the
Oh,
Thursday night game, buddy. You thought you were gonna get me.
so we're gonna play the Browns next. We should beat the Browns. We should beat them and
Unless you have a hangover from this
have
game.
a hangover from the game, whatever. But if we beat the Browns, you know what this does for us?
Adds another win to your record.
And
Does it solidify that you will at least be 500? That's crazy.
15 years in a row.
I mean, I know I give you a hard time about that here and there on this, but like that is so impressive.
Ridiculous. It is ridiculous. It's crazy. It's just crazy to think that that many years in a row,
Hmm.
Mike Tomlin just had that much success. It's a lot
Yeah.
of games. That's a lot of games to win in a row. And not
I
like,
what I'm just curious about with Tomlin is he's still so young that
I
like
mean,
he could stay there for a really long ass time. Like you
it's
guys could easily go over 100 years of Steelers history and only have three coaches in that time.
literally, let's see I don't know how old he is.
I bet you he's in his 50s.
52. He's 52 years
He's yeah,
old.
early 50s. Like, dude, that guy has so much coaching left in him if
Yeah.
he wanted to. Like, that's crazy.
You know, the like thing that's crazy is like, yeah, 1933. So we'd have to go another. I mean, and likely if he keeps doing what he's doing and we go another 9 years, you know what I mean? Three coaches in 9 years, in 100 years would be kind of insane. Like kind of just a insane
That's really
stat.
cool.
Yeah, a lot of people don't like, and I think it's the tradition. I think that's what makes the Pittsburgh Steelers too. Is it's like we don't really like we are who we are. You know, it's like we're gonna play hard nosed defense. We're gonna throw the ball and score just enough points to win, right? Like we have the six Super Bowls to back it up. We've had three coaches. All three coaches have won Super Bowls, and so it's just like it's just
There's
kind of like
probably been teams that have gone through three coaches in 100 weeks, let
I,
alone a
I mean,
hundred years.
literally the Browns. I mean, like the
Yeah,
Browns have been through that many coaches in that long. You know what I mean? The Panthers. This I think they've had three coaches in 3 years.
yeah.
I mean, maybe more than that because they had
They had
Frank Wright,
Rule, they got rid of him, then Frank Wright, and now
Dan
this
Canales,
guy.
right? Dan Canales, I think his name is.
I think that's his name. Yeah,
Yeah, the guy from Tampa, the offensive
yeah.
coordinator from Tampa.
So it's
Um,
like it's just that is very impressive.
it quite is. I mean, the Jets will be that team right now. They had Saleh, they put an interim
Yep,
in, and they're hiring a new guy next year.
that's a whole other dumpster fire.
They're gonna have three coaches in probably 30 weeks. And we've had three coaches in what is that? 80
Yeah.
91
No,
years.
if you, yeah, if we're counting interim coaches, then absolutely there's been teams that have had three coaches in less than 100 weeks. Like, no doubt. Like,
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I think it's just a testament to they're picking the right people.
Oh, yeah.
Like I mean, you do hear a little bit. I mean, they always struggle in one department. It's the wide receiver department, which is so funny because Tomlin was a wide receivers coach. I think it's just so funny. The one department that he was like the coach and the scout for, he has the hardest part in, right? It's just so funny. But it's like we don't really have that much drama coming out of our stuff. We don't really have like they talk about like MCDC's culture, right?
Hmm.
The amount of players that leave the Steelers are like, no, I love playing for Mike Tomlin. He is my favorite coach to play for. I'm guessing a lot of
Right.
players leave the Lions or like retire with the Lions or whatever. MCDC is probably my favorite coach to play for. You know what I mean? It's just like you have that like, oh wow, this coach is so fun to play with. The teams keep the team, and it's also kind of helps too that you've never had a losing season. Sure, you maybe not, but the
Oh, yeah.
playoffs, but you never had a losing season, so it's hard to be like, oh,
You've never
we're
seen a Steelers team give up
no,
where they're just defeated, they're checked out. It's time for next season. Like, you've never seen that.
not with Tomlin. I mean, I've never really seen it. I know it's probably happened in our lifetime, but I've never seen it. And that's what I got on the Steelers, baby. We're playing the Browns. This will bring us hopefully to 9-2. Um, the big game I'm excited for is the Chiefs. I'm ready for the Chiefs. I'm
When you play
excited.
the Chiefs,
Christmas.
mm,
Mhm.
that's gonna be a good game.
11 a.m. Netflix.
Okay, here's what I don't get:
Taking this off.
the schedulers for the NFL.
Oh my
Like,
gosh.
it doesn't take a rocket scientist to realize before this season that the Steelers and Browns ain't worth a primetime spot, but the Steelers and Ravens game is. So,
Oh my
like,
gosh. Could
what?
you imagine could you imagine if you had the I think honestly, whoever whoever thought that putting the Chargers Bengals game into a flex position,
Right.
so smart. Like that, I was not expecting that game to go that way. What a fun game, right?
Yeah, great game.
And then you had the Lions game, which was a lot of fun. You had the Colts Jets game, which was like very close game. You had the Packers Bears game, very fun close game. And then in the afternoon, you had the Bills Chiefs, right? You had the
That was great.
Bengals Chargers. You put the Steelers Monday night with the Ravens. That feels like a classic Monday
Thank you.
night football. Like
Hmm.
Steelers Ravens. And it doesn't matter. You put one of them. I don't know if our other one is. Let me see. Let me see. Because our other one might be a primetime
I
game.
understand why preseason they thought the Cowboys and the Texans was
Nope.
going to be a primetime worthy matchup. But like, come on, you had to have known the Browns and Steelers were not going to be worthy.
Yeah, I mean, once again, guess who
And it's
screws?
not because of the Steelers.
We might get flexed this game. I don't think we will. But oh, we're on Saturday this week. That's right. We have that fucking week. Um, that's right. This is the rough week for us. We play Saturday, the 21st of December,
Hmm. Hmm.
Wednesday, the 20th,
Christmas.
Christmas,
Yeah.
and I think
There's a
it's
couple teams that have really shitty Christmas schedules. You're one of them. The Texans are one of them. I think the Texans play 3 games in 10 days.
what do we
Yeah, that's
3
crazy.
days. It's rough. That's brutal. It's gonna be that is gonna be a gauntlet for us because it's Eagles, Ravens, Chiefs.
Please beat the Eagles.
Dude, Eagles, Ravens, Chiefs is a crazy gauntlet.
And
Um,
I think the Texans are something similar. It's like Chiefs and then two other like pretty tough teams for them.
Brutal. I mean, I don't know who the fuck came up with that, but that's brutal. Couldn't throw like the Browns in there on like a
Yeah,
Saturday.
give you guys a cupcake in the middle.
Couldn't like do that because like the yeah we play the Eagles game will be set up for because it's Sunday to Sunday, so that'll be fine. The Ravens game should be fine because it's the Ravens. Like we don't need you have 6 days to prep for them, and
You
then
you know what to expect from them.
yeah, and then it's almost like I guess it's almost like playing a Thursday night game
Yeah,
because you have
exactly.
Saturday to Wednesday. It's like a Thursday night game, but it'd be a second Thursday night game. Kind of
Yeah.
shitty.
See
Kind
what's
of.
cool about the Lions schedule is we play on Thanksgiving, obviously. That's our Bears game. Thanksgiving. Well, we have another Thursday night game this year, and luckily it's the following Thursday. So we
Oh,
literally get a full break between Thursday and Thursday. Um, because then we go from them to playing the Packers Thursday night. So I actually like that. I'm like, okay, that then we don't have a short week besides for the Thanksgiving.
also smart on them. Smart on them to put that
I like
Packers
it.
there's a
Yeah.
prime time.
Yeah. See, yeah, that they've I feel like they've done pretty good this year on the primetime matchups, but there's definitely a few
I mean, the fact
huge
that they've only
misses.
flexed one so far,
Yeah.
not bad. I wonder if they'll flex more because I mean, like you have like the Packers and the Saints.
At this point, yeah, the Saints are not worth watching primetime.
Yeah, I mean, like dude, like they better flex week 13. I hope they do. It's Browns Broncos.
Ooh.
Yeah, like what are we doing
Again,
there?
why did they think that was going to be a good game
Like,
though?
can we move Browns Broncos back to Sunday
Like
night? Sunday
Broncos have a rookie QB and the Browns did
and
not
Brown.
look good last year. Like, so it's like, why did you think that that was going to be a good game?
Like when you look at it, you're like, I'm not saying that the Steelers should always be prime time, but you have Steelers Bengals rivalry game. Okay, rivalry
Yeah.
game, fun, awesome to watch. You've got Eagles Ravens,
Yeah.
fun,
That'll be a
fun.
great game.
Know what I mean? They did well. 49ers Bills should have been a good game. Like that should have been a
Should
good.
have, and it still might,
Yeah. I mean, yeah,
but I
like
think
this,
the Bills crush them.
yeah, this week they did good too. They got Eagles Rams. Probably be a good game. Eagles Rams. Eagles probably will beat them, but Eagles Rams and then Ravens Chargers. That'll probably be a good game. Yeah, the Harbaugh brothers. That one makes sense. You got the Harbaugh
I
brothers
love
fighting
that. Yeah.
the
hmm
Harbaugh brothers. It should be fun. You know what I mean? Like
Jim Harbaugh has done an amazing job turning that Chargers team around super fast.
he has, and I think that's the perfect segue to leading us into Alex's Week 11 power rankings.
Let's hear them. I already know number 32.
The
It
Browns.
is the team we've been talking about.
Yep. And they're shitty. So the Browns. They have a new guy at their quarterback, Mr. DeVito. I don't think he's gonna do much for them. So the
No,
G-men are number
they're
31.
they're trying to lose for
Yep,
sure.
yep. The G-men are 31. The Jaguars were a lot higher last week. They are now 30. They are
They're
pretty
rough. I'm
pretty
actually surprised Doug Peterson hasn't been fired yet, considering they're going into their bye week. This is usually the time that
Mhm.
that would happen. So I maybe they are just going to keep him the rest of the season.
Maybe. Um, and then we got the Panthers
They're getting better.
getting better.
They
They're
used to be further down.
29.
Yeah.
That's kidding. The Titans, they are pretty bad.
Yeah.
They are pretty bad. This sucks to say, but the Cowboys, they are pretty bad.
Yeah.
And then
Nothing really to say there.
this also sucks to say for me. I know you'll say it's right placement, maybe too high. The Jets.
Actually, I would swap the Cowboys and the Jets
Oh, yep, what I
because
said.
there's more dysfunction with
Yeah,
the Jets organization. Yeah, I love that though.
I don't
I think
know.
it's I don't love it for Jets fans. I like I've said before, I feel bad for them, but like it's kind of entertaining.
I mean, yeah, it's kind of as entertaining as Jerry's World.
Yeah,
Yep. And then we've got the
it's
Raiders.
good drama.
They're they're just bad.
Yeah,
They're just bad. The Bears, they moved up some spots.
really.
They were 30. They were 30, but they played really well against the Packers.
Yeah, they almost won. They should have won,
I was
and I hope
shocked.
they win this week against the Vikings.
They should have won. And then we've got the Patriots. They've looked good, man.
Yeah,
They,
Drake May is showing potential for sure.
and then we got the Colts. Pretty
Okay.
good. And then we got the Saints.
Okay.
Starting 20 is the Vikings. I know they got a win, but they did not look great.
No. Yeah, that's the other thing, dude. Okay. The Vikings and the Jaguars played last week, and the Vikings barely won, like, what was it,
I'm
10,
saying.
12 to 9
Yeah,
or something?
something like
Do
that.
you know how many Vikings fans I saw making excuses as to why the Lions beat the shit out of them and why they couldn't? And it was like, oh, this was not the same defense we played. Oh, really? A week ago with no injuries. This is not the same defense you played.
Same
Got it. Cool.
defense. Same defense. 19 is the Rams. I think they're getting better, but still not winning the games they need to win.
Yeah.
They've dropped far from my first time doing this. The Falcons at 18.
Yeah, I that's a team that I wanted to talk to you about on here because Kirk Cousins looked awful. And hey, what I thought would happen happened. And technically he was benched for Penix.
You think that is he going to be benched now for good?
I don't know. I haven't looked into it, so I'm not sure who's starting going forward. But like I just thought it was funny that finally the real Kirk Cousins stood up.
Yep. The 17th team is the Dolphins.
They're a weird team
They're weird. They're like good, bad, not good. You know what I mean? They're
all
like
over the place.
yeah, they're a weird team. Number 16. Would have never thought they'd be here. The Niners would have never thought they'd be right in the middle of the pack. They're just not
It's
that
wild
good.
they're last in their division. Obviously, they're only like a game and a half back, but it's still weird.
Weird to see them there. And then right before them, team that beat them, the Seahawks. Never thought they were going to win that game, but I just got to go off of what I see, and it's hard to put the team that beat them right in front of them. You know what I mean? It's like when obviously when you have like and they're 5-5 to the same record, it's hard to like it's hard to put that team that just beat them in front of them. And then we've got the Bucks. They didn't do anything this week. They had a bye week. They just got hung out. So they
It
just got
sounds
to
like they're getting Mike Evans back, but
stay healthy.
yeah.
Um, And then we've got, I think, the shocker of all teams this year, the Broncos.
Yeah,
Playing well. They're number 12 on my
very
list.
well.
Playing
Bo
well.
Nix is
They,
living
they,
up.
they kick the shit out of the Falcons.
Bo Nix is playing better than Caleb Williams.
Yeah. And I mean, like, Caleb Williams might be the fourth best quarterback in this
Yeah,
draft.
yeah,
Behind Drake May, Bo Nix, and Jaden Daniels.
yeah, easily.
Drake May, I mean, Drake May isn't winning games, but he looks good. Like, it's like cool. Like
He,
this,
yeah,
this could be like a good quarterback in the next 2 or 3 years.
Drake May is not surrounded by the amount of talent that Williams is.
And then we go into, I mean, they're 13. Now we're going to 12. The Bengals, man, are a weird ass team. They should be better than they are, but they're just not winning the games or like they just like they're good though, right? Like they just like that was a weird
Their
game.
defense is brutal, but Joe Burrow is willing them to places that otherwise, if they didn't have him as quarterback, they wouldn't be this good.
They might be a little high on my list, but they just look after that Chargers game, I was like, wow, okay. I was like, wow, this team is actually pretty good. After
The
watching them,
comeback was nice.
um, number 10, number 11, the Chargers.
Okay.
Okay.
Love Jim
Number
Harbaugh and what he's doing.
Jimmy Harbs, number 10. They had a bye week, but they're still good. The Cardinals.
Oh yeah,
They're
they're
good,
getting
man.
hot.
They're looking good. Number 9, they didn't move up. They didn't move up at all. They should have, but I thought they should have blown them out more, but they didn't. The Texans.
Oh, they should have blown him out more, huh? I think they did pretty good for being still injured and whatnot. But yeah,
You got Cooper Rush at the 10 points.
yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
saying
for sure.
quarterback, but like that team's kind of built on the defense. Like that's a Murray is like, like
No, I'm with you.
all right, cool. Number 8, the Green Bay Packers. They squeaked out
Okay.
that win, but they're good.
Yeah,
They're
got
good.
lucky
Yep. It's all sometimes it needs is a little luck.
for sure.
Um, they lost a good divisional game, but I think they're still better than that loss. The Commanders.
Yeah,
It was a divisional game. I'm giving them
I
that leg.
wanted them to win that, but yeah.
Me too. Um, Number 6, the Ravens.
Wow.
My
Dropped
top,
out 3-6.
yeah, 3. No, they weren't 3 last week. They were 4.
Oh, okay. But before then they were in the top three. So they've come out of the top three all the way
But
down to
not out of the
six.
top 5.
Yeah. Their
Number
their
4,
defense is suspect.
this is gonna rile off feathers. Number 5, the Chiefs.
Why would that rile feathers?
I don't know, because people think they're the best team in the NFL. And they're not. But
I think they have the best quarterback in the NFL. I think they have one of the best coaches in the NFL. I think their defense is one of the best in the NFL. Their offense is just not clicking right now.
and I know that
But
Josh Allen has had their number in the regular season. It's always been a thing.
a couple times, I think it's actually pretty split in the regular
But
season, but
don't
Mahomes owns them in the playoffs.
finally got that like, oh wow, okay. Like we got beat, like we've been playing
Mhm.
slow. Finally got beat.
Yeah, this is very interesting actually because we've been saying like, yeah, the Chiefs are good, they're winning, but they just don't look like themselves. It'll be so interesting now to see how they react to this win. Does this win derail the team, or does it empower them to get their shit together and play the ball that we've seen them play?
Like, yeah, I understand. Like that's the thing too, is like
That's going to be very interesting.
they also like let Shakir, Curtis Samuels, like kind of do whatever they want on them. Like it was like Amari Cooper is supposed to be the number 1 over there.
Yeah.
Amari Cooper is like past his prime. He's still a good
for
receiver,
sure.
but
For sure.
like, and he only had 2 catches and 55 yards. But Curtis Samuel had 5 catches. Khalil
He's still
Shafir,
new there though. He's still
yeah,
getting that chemistry with Allen.
Shafir's kind of going off though. 70 yards. I mean, he passed the ball around a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, and they just didn't, And also, they need to figure out that run game because Josh Allen should not be your leading run
That
quarterback.
run was super impressive though.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is something that they've struggled with is getting a true run game and a having a like a really good pass rusher.
This is also what's kind of crazy.
Is that who number four is?
Uh, James Cook.
No, the do you have the Bills at number four?
Oh no.
If Chiefs are five, okay.
No. I have the Eagles at number 4.
Oh, okay.
I just think they're a good team. For how
No, they
like
are.
they're talking people think they are, I think they're a really good team. Like I'm a little afraid to play them in a couple weeks. Like it's like a really good team.
No, I agree. I thought you were actually going to put them at three.
And then the Bills at 3. Big
Okay.
win. Did it, right? They just I thought that this was going to be the downfall of Josh Allen this year. It's actually quite the opposite. I
Right.
thought Josh Allen was going to have nobody to throw to, is going to be like, okay, let's see what's happening. But I think actually having Stephon Diggs step away is making him a better player. It's almost
Yeah, I
making
don't
him
think he
not
has the pressure to try
throwing.
and force it to
Yeah.
someone.
Like you have a bunch of people that can catch the ball. Good for you. Like, cool. You have an obviously these people are made the NFL for a reason, you know,
Right.
probably good at football. Number 2, you know where it is.
The Steelers or the Lions.
The Lions. The Lions.
Oh my God.
The Lions. The Lions and the number 2 team.
I should have known.
I would have never.
That's fine. I don't care.
Yeah. I mean, like they're the number 1 team in the NFC for sure. And then the Steelers, baby. We're back. We're better than ever.
Hey,
What's
at the
crazy is
end of the day, these power rankings are fun. The only ranking that matters at the end is who holds that trophy up.
who's in the Super Bowl.
So
You know
that's all
what's
I care
funny?
about.
You know what's funny is we're actually the third ranked team in our conference.
So obviously the Chiefs are higher.
And
The
then
Bills also. Yeah.
it's just funny. I'm like, why? How are we like? The only reason is because the Bills haven't had their bye yet, so they're 9-2, and we're eight and
Okay.
two.
When do
So
you
they haven't.
guys have your bye?
We had our bye 2 weeks ago, so
Oh,
we
I'm
had.
sorry. I meant to say when do they have their bye?
They have their bye this week. This week,
Okay.
Chiefs go into their bye, come back and play the 49ers. So 9-2. Uh, wow, they've played a lot of conference games, so they would still probably be ahead of us. Holy crap! Holy crap! Okay, that's
We
crazy.
play the Bills, and the Bills are definitely our toughest game left on
Yeah,
our season.
the Detroit's difference in points, 4 points allowed, 159. The Buffalo Bills difference is 106. Pretty good.
Yeah.
The highest in the NFL. And you know what I'm actually shocked by?
What's that?
Is a testament to how good the Steelers defense is. Ours is 71.
That's really good.
That's a testament because we don't really score that many points. Like, I think
Yeah.
our high point total is 30, and that happened the one time. And it's like maybe twice. It's like we have games like this, we'll
Yeah. No,
score.
your defense is your team.
Yeah,
Like you
100%.
got some dudes on offense, but that defense is willing you guys to
Oh,
win.
and I wanna just say this now so everyone hears it. I just want to say it now for everyone here, okay? Okay. After watching the game on Sunday night, Jamar Chase is definitely the number 1 receiver in the NFL. That guy is
Okay.
absolutely insane. That guy
Thank
is
you.
absolutely insane. That guy is crazy, okay? Um,
Yeah, we know.
and then I would say
Eh,
that I would say that George Pickens is in top 10 in the NFL, but I wouldn't put him in top 5. I was
Wow,
thinking more,
you've really come down to earth on this
I was
topic.
more on it. And yeah, I think he's top 10, but not top five.
He's still super young. He could get there.
I mean, dude, yeah, he's second, third year in the league.
Yeah.
I mean, because you have, I think it goes like Jamar Chase, you've got Amon Ra,
Is he what year did he come out of?
22,
He's a 22 pick.
23. Yeah, because we had 22 was Deontay, 23 was him. Or no, Deontay, 24 was him.
Wait, we're in 24. What do you mean?
I know, as our number one. So it was like Deontay,
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah, yeah.
that's like kind of how it like last year I was like, what are we doing? Right? I was like, what the fuck are we doing here? Right? Why do we
Yeah,
keep
now for sure he's your number one.
oh 100%? But it's like I mean, yeah, we definitely he's but it's like so 22 was his first year, 23 and 24. But yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. Let's think about this real quick. You got Jamar Chase, Amon Ra,
Justin Jefferson.
JJ. Who am I missing?
Um,
I mean, because it used to be like Debo and Ayuk, but
Debo,
not.
okay, Debo is so overrated. He is a ghost this year. He was a ghost in the Super Bowl. Honestly, he was a ghost in the NFC Championship game. Like he is so overrated. Um,
You know who I would say is better than
you
him?
you could say DK Metcalf. You could
Yeah,
say Mike
I don't know.
Evans.
I don't know if I'd say don't know if I'd say DK, but Mike Evans probably.
Yeah,
I
but
could
I think part of DK is his environment.
yeah, I could also say Marvin Harrison Jr. The guy is a fucking monster.
He's going to be. He's definitely going to. Like he's getting better and better in the
Watching
league.
him play with Kyler, I understand he got
Yeah.
injured. So watching him play with Kyler, I was like, damn, that's a fucking duo right there.
No, he's going to be trouble very soon.
Did you see the
Uh
stat? You see the stat come out that
technically if he's not hurt, Tyreek.
oh yeah, 100% Tyreek. Who else is out there? And then I would put I'm not gonna say he's here, but George Pickens in this like scenario. Um, and then yeah, I mean like you don't really have so maybe he's like top seven.
Yeah, I can't really think. I'm sure we're forgetting somebody, but I just can't think of
Or,
them
like,
right now.
who you forget? I mean, I guess you have Devontae Adams, but and
No, I would not put Devontae Adams there.
Garrett
No.
Wilson maybe.
No.
I mean, not that he has kind of a product like you said for DK, but Malik Neighbors looks fucking good.
Malik Neighbors is looking really good. When
He
they
looks so
if they can
good.
get a great QB in there,
Oh my God.
oh, that's
That
gonna
guy,
be a great duo.
that guy looks so good. Whoever
Yeah,
I understand, I
he's
think
special.
I mean he might even look better than Marvin Harrison just because of the product of where he's at.
Yeah,
Like he might even look better than Marvin Harrison. Like I don't know if Marvin Harrison would be able to do what he's doing in the same in the same like situation.
situation. Hmm.
He's looking really good. And then I got Scary Terry, but
Yeah, I like Scary Terry a lot.
dude, he's looking good this year too. You had like, but you have like, but then you have like people like Moore, DJ Moore is just like
TJ Moore is really good. I don't know if I'd put him top 10. If
he's
so, it'd be the outskirts,
oh
it'd be
my bad.
10.
This is a CD Lamb. That's our bad. That's our bad.
No, not this year.
Not this year.
He
Yeah, not
hasn't
this
done
year.
anything this year. Like even when beginning of this year, Dak healthy,
AJ
they
Brown.
weren't. Yeah, AJ Brown's up there.
Yeah, we are forgetting some people. We definitely are forgetting
Yeah,
some people.
it's hard when you're off the top of the head.
Yeah,
And yes, obviously, if you didn't count this year, I would put CD up there. Um, but he's been so this year that I can't do it.
all right, boys. Well, that is it for my power rankings. Now let's get right into our week 12 predictions. It's
Perfect.
usually just we're not doing that shit. Okay, we're going right into it. Going right into this shit. Okay, you know the
Can we
Thursday
just
night
skip the Thursday night game? Like,
who, but we have to ask the two other questions. Where is it at, and who is the favorite?
um, okay, Steelers are definitely the favorite. Um,
Odds.
I bet you Steelers are 6.5 point favorites.
Okay.
and it's in Cleveland.
Cleveland, 3.5 point favorites.
Ah,
Yeah, so you
well,
were
they would have been if it was in Pittsburgh, they would be 6.5 then.
they would be 6.5. And then I guess we're both taking the Steelers.
Yeah, no doubt.
Easy pick. Okay. Um, Broncos, Giants, or not Broncos, Buccaneers, Giants. Buccaneers. It's an easy pick.
Yeah, I'll go Bucks.
Chiefs, Panthers. Chiefs. Seems like
Chiefs. It's gonna be a
uh
get back game.
Cowboys, Commanders. Commanders. Seems
Commanders.
like this is an easy week. Dolphins, Patriots. Feels like it should be Dolphins, but it's a divisional game, so who
I'm
knows?
gonna go Patriots.
If I mean I'm gonna go Dolphins, but yeah.
I just like what I've been seeing.
Yep. Texans, Titans.
Texans,
Colts, Lions. Lions.
Lions.
Vikings, Bears. This one's a wild game.
I'm gonna go with my heart on this,
I'm gonna
and I
say
want the Bears, so I'm gonna go Bears.
I'm gonna say Vikings because I just don't think the Bears have it in them to win.
I know.
That defense is a little bit
I
better.
just want to will it into existence.
I get it.
It
I
will
get
be
it.
the Bears.
Broncos, Raiders.
Broncos.
Broncos. 49ers, Packers.
Ooh, that's another good one. As much as I want to go with my heart and say the
Yeah,
49ers, I think the Packers will win this,
Packers will win this for sure. This
but
is a
it'd be
good
nice if they lost.
Cardinals, Seahawks. This would be a big game for the Cards
Coming off a bye, but the Seahawks are coming off a big win.
in Seattle, though, too. It's in Seattle. So I'm going to take Cardinals because I think it might be a little bit of a hangover game because I don't think they were expecting to win that game, you know? And the Cardinals have just had 2 weeks to prepare for them.
I'm going to go Cardinals, and then I'm even going to rewind and ask you to please change my pick to the 49ers because I just remembered that the Seahawks won that game in the final moments with a great run by Geno Smith, and Jordan Love is makes questionable decisions. So I'm going to say that actually the 49ers need that win and take it. And yes, so I'll ride with you on the Cardinals.
Yeah, I mean, like the picks before, they're all like the lowest one that we had was like 3.5 points, right?
Yeah.
And then the Packers 49ers game is 2 points, and the Seahawks Cardinals game is 1 point. So it's
Wow.
just they're really close. Philly and Los Angeles Rams.
Oof. I want the Rams to win, but I think the Eagles will.
I also think the Eagles, and then Raiders. Wow, Ravens, Chargers. Monday
Battle of the
night.
Harbaughs.
Harbaugh Bros.
I
Let's go
think the
Chargers.
Ravens will win, but I'm going with my heart on
Let's
this one.
go
I got to go with
Chargers.
Jimmy. I got to go with Justin Herbert. Give me the Chargers.
Give me the Chargers. Let's go. Chargers. Yeah, I think that's all we got. And then, wow, that's going to be fun. They better flex that game. Do you think it's harder to flex a Monday night game or a Sunday night game? Monday night?
The hardest by far is the Thursday night. Then I think
Have they flexed Thursday night games?
is very rare, very rare.
Like if it's going to be a bad.
And if they have when they have done it, I think it's been weeks in advance. I think the easiest is to flex Sunday because they're still playing on the same day. It's just the time. So then I think it's Thursday's the hardest, then Monday, then Sunday.
What do you think as a player you'd want to play? I feel like
Sunday.
I feel like that afternoon Sunday slot, that 4:45 slot just feels
Yeah.
perfect. You
Thursdays
have a
would
more
suck. And
Thursdays would
even
suck,
Mondays would suck because it delays your
right?
preparation for the next week. So I'm with you. I think that afternoon window on Sunday would be the best. But playing under the lights at night would be great too.
There's no
Um,
Sunday night football game, but
yeah,
and then like in the cold, like Michigan and Pittsburgh, it's like cold. It's
yeah.
like
So you don't
it's,
want to play at night.
yeah. But I mean, like also the only thing I think about is like that those 11 a.m. games or those 1 o'clock games, like you've got to be up at like 6, get to the field. You know what I mean?
Well, they
Like
all they all stay at even when they're the home team, they're all staying at a hotel. So I'm sure they all get wake up calls no matter what by a certain time.
huh? Well, boys, that's all we got for you this week. We're tired. We're sick. I thought it
Yeah.
was quite enjoyable to listen to our beautiful voices. So until next time, boys, go ahead and follow us on all socials at the Three Meals Podcast. And do your thing, like, subscribe, comment, do your thing. Peace out, boys.
Have a great night.